Hello and welcome to the Esports Report. I am Chris Puckett, and this is my good buddy,
Maven.
That was a good Chris Puckett.
I'm
overly excited about nothing.
Today I'm going to be reporting to you the news.
But
But seriously, there was a lot of pressure on that.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before the show, and I didn't know if I could deliver it when it came time.
Well, it was hard because he was really thinking about how he wanted to deliver Chris Puckett, and right before the show was about to go live with about 5 seconds, Mr.x started to choke. He had something shaped like a cylinder go down the wrong.
Dude, no, man.
Yep.
It was like coffee.
Oh, it's coffee.
My
It's coffee.
It went down the wrong pipe.
It's coffee.
And it started choking.
But anyways, bringing it back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the COD piece. Welcome. Today we have a pretty interesting show with various
I have
topics.
a Doctor Who shirt on.
He does have a Doctor Who shirt. I have a Savage shirt and Mr.x's sleeves.
Stones.
By the way,
He's
did you
been
know?
lifting.
No. He's so big that those sleeves weren't cut off. When he sneezed, he just and it's
That's what happened.
exactly.
I pride myself on, lifting tons of weights and heavy boxes and stuff.
He looks like one of the guys we saw in the Dallas Buyers Club.
Kinchexic. That's, so anyways, the first topic of today. Do we want to talk about China or do we want to talk about girl TK?
Let's start with the all-female team for TK. I guess it is, what is it, Team Caliber Royal now, or Royal Team Caliber?
Royal Caliber sounds cool.
Royal Caliber.
Yeah.
Well, that was
sounds
kind of
nifty.
the big deal on Twitter. Saw some tweets. A lot of people really positive about it. Some people, as you would expect,
Really
being
not
immature
positive. Makes sense,
or
yeah.
overly realistic or accurate, and just in a rude way.
But they don't win.
Yeah. So it was. It's been a mix of stuff, but I guess we can kind of go around and just say our opinions on it. Didn't you? You have a lot of experience with this team, I believe.
Yeah.
From
You
a
tell us
personal,
about Royal,
in
yeah.
the bedroom type relationship.
Yeah, no, it's always good. It's always good to bring up exes on shows.
You're welcome, Scott.
Man, I don't know where to go from here.
All right, so X, what do you think about this squad?
Well, what is he going to say? He chased after Ava for 6 months.
I don't
That's
do.
true. Oh, no. Ava and I have just been dating
I'm going
for
to
a while
say,
on the
I
low.
don't...
We should have had
I don't
Rambo on
hate
this
it.
show.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't really think. I mean, I understand people there are other teams that aren't getting a shot because of it, whatever. But I mean, I think stream-wise, they'll probably end up doing better than their pro team does.
That's a bold statement.
I mean, I think they will. I mean, I don't know the pro team's numbers, but I know, Ava and Vic do pretty well.
Okay,
right?
but here's my main argument for the Ava Vic thing. Against it, right? TK is going the same way as Disney did, and that's selling sex to underage kids, but politely. Which makes sense, because sex sells. Everyone knows this. They've done it with everything. The Mickey Mouse Club,
I don't like sex.
Yeah, no, you don't. You're asexual. But I think the main thing about it is they're going to have to use pictures of them. They're going to have to use pictures of the thumbnail and not TK. They can't have the Team Caliber logo. It has to be like Ava streaming on, and then you're like, oh, here's this Asian girl who's extremely attractive. And I tried to put them in the most polite and professional way possible.
Just lay it on thick, Scott. Ava, he loves you.
But I don't love you. See what I did there, X?
Yeah.
See that?
That was good. I always mess it up.
I think I kind of want to cover it from both sides. I guess from why this is you could say good or bad move for TK, and why this is a good or bad move for the girls. I think from TK, I get it completely. I don't see why not. I mean, is it sort of maybe taking a bit of a risk financially, depending on what they're willing to cover as far as events go? A little bit, but there's a lot more plus side than there is.
I think I saw, Maven, that their first event is going to be Anaheim.
Yeah.
So it's really, after Anaheim, there aren't too many events they can go to.
Yeah,
That is true.
They're streaming from now till then, and just maybe any kind of sponsorships they might get from the female side of things. So you've already seen teams getting sponsored by or MLG by more manly / products like deodorant or something like that,
They
or
can
come
be
in or
sponsored
like
by Secret.
Dorito. Yeah, who knows what it'll be, but they might be able to bring in different type of sponsorship deals for TK that weren't available before. I just don't think there's a whole lot of risk for Team Caliber. I don't.
No,
see
there's
it.
none. There's none.
I don't think so either. I think the main problem that I think the majority of people have is, one, you better pray. I think one of the main things, if I was Chaos, I would say I pray to God these girls don't take a dive, because right now they're okay, right? They're not cliche e-girls.
Ava they pull Miley Cyrus's. All of a sudden, Ava's just dancing around with a bottle in
No,
a bedroom.
that would be
like,
Victrix.
Twerking. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, none
But,
of that.
well-
But like that's like the main thing though. Like if they meet the stereotype, then it's over.
Yeah,
Like
but-
if they fall into it, it's just.
I mean, I haven't spent a ton of time with all of them, but I mean, I've met all the girls, and they all seem to have a good head on their shoulders. I mean, they can all be a little wacky at times, but I mean, you and I are basically just idiots, so we can remotely handle ourselves enough to
I
get
wouldn't
by,
say
so.
idiots is a proper word for us. Okay, I would say clowns.
Clowns, pretty accurate. But I'm kind of curious. I mean, just coming from the whole, how they're taking criticism for their play and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I've played with them, and I mean, at least from what I've seen, I mean, heck, they're better than we are for sure at Call of Duty. I mean,
Well,
no
that's
questions
we-
asked.
Speak for yourselves.
I mean, I don't think. Do I think they're going to go get top 8 in an event, even if they put in a lot of practice? Personally, no.
No.
But
No,
I don't think
man.
that's the expectation. I mean,
I don't know.
everyone-
I had this talk with Mrs. Violence because I knew she was the most reliable one, and I
Yeah.
think one of the most successful ones was Dream Crazy, and she wasn't on an all-girls team. I don't know what's the furthest an all-girls team got, but I don't think it's anything past fourth.
Well, what did
maybe
Dream Crazy
fifth
got?
round.
What did she get? Like top 4 with like 3 guys or something like that, or top?
I think something. To
Something
that
I
extent.
can't remember exactly.
I forget
she
too.
She had a really good finish, but
Dream Crazy is.
She was
she's
filthy.
game.
Well, that
Yeah,
was
she
actually.
game.
It was funny. It was
She's
the first game you and I ever commentated. Remember, it was them versus Complexity in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I think it was her that she was like completely shit on 2 people. for
Yeah, she
Complexity. I
made
don't-
aches. She like curved.
Yeah, it was awesome, and we were just like, "Whoa, welcome to the party."
Yeah, and indeed. But I don't know. I think for the majority of the community, everyone's kind of just like, why waste money on them if they're not going to get anywhere in it? Because everyone kind of correlates like, you're sponsoring this team because they're good or they have potential. It's marketing, man.
Well,
it's business.
I mean, up until, you can kind of relate this to Optic to a degree, just like saying, up until recently, with Nate on the team, they weren't really
like pre-regionals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they weren't really performing all that well, and a lot of people were saying, they're too busy playing Minecraft, and Nate Shot's not taking it seriously, or whatever the case may be. You know what? They were making a lot of money.
He was making tons of dollars on Minecraft, man.
I think it was Nate Shot had a tweet to them like, don't listen to the haters. Don't worry about selling yourself.
Yeah.
Or whatever his
Yeah,
exact
yeah.
wording was, but he's like, get those dollar bills like I did, or something like that. I totally agree. If you
Dollar
think-
bills.
he said something funny like get that money. Get them dollar bills.
Get them coins.
I don't know.
Those
From
crappy-
TK's
I'm not-
perspective, there's really no
hip hop culture.
there's really no downfall from TK's perspective. If there's not really much of an investment, to pay their way to Anaheim, I guess, that would be the only one. But you don't know how it's structured. It could be part of their stream revenue, goes to TK, and that'll end up paying for some of their way to Anaheim.
What they should ultimately do is, if they really could get at some point a team house, all the guys, all the girls, we have a perfect reality MTV,
Oh,
Real
yeah.
World,
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
true.
What the hell's the one to house called? Real World? Was it
Real World.
Real World.
Yeah.
That
Or
would
Road
be
Rules.
just imagine, that would be probably. I would watch. I don't care what they release. Like if there were actually Big Brother cameras in there taping all that, some shit would happen. Just having Ava in there alone, she'd stir something up. Sorry, Ava, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Love it.
I think the biggest worry for TK, besides if they for some random reason decide to slip into the e-girl phase, is them breaking up and it just being a whirlwind of shit everywhere. Because if that,
What, the girls' team breaking up?
yeah, because that could be bad.
Well, that's one of the issues I know you and I, ever since we kind of got involved in Call of Duty, the one thing, we are friends with a lot of the girls in the community, but it's just the one thing I notice, and this isn't trying
About
to be rude or
females.
anything, it's about just girls in general on Twitter, they tend to go, more often than not, they'll tweet stuff that I'm like, why in the hell would
Is
you
this
tweet
public?
that?
Yeah.
Why is it public? Now, not to say I've seen some guys tweet some moronic stuff as well,
Yeah.
but I guess I feel like if there was some huge drama that went down and some team stuff went down, I just feel like it could be a nuclear bomb, and that's just I don't know. Maybe
But
not
what they
realistic,
have
but-
to do is, I think TK's fine, but I think the girls don't really know how much of a sweet deal this is. You know what I mean? The Team Caliber YouTube has 80,000 subscribers. Chaos has 600,000.
Yeah.
If they take advantage of everything at their resources, which God knows if they will or not, they can have a decent career on YouTube and everything.
Yeah,
without
and just
But they have to do the content, and
yeah.
that's where the lazy gamer comes
Well,
in.
that's why I kind of like it I think it's kind of a neat idea, just because, like we said, there's not really any huge drawback for TK, and for the girls, I mean, why the hell not? I mean, there's none for them. All it is I'd say more publicity. Holy words, Maves.
Yeah. Publicity. Sponsored by
Maven
of that
with
dementia.
more publicity, and also, I mean, like you said, more followers, more exposure, more videos, more content. I mean, maybe they have to. I don't know what kind of rules. TK isn't effective. Maybe they have to tone some stuff down here and there. I'm not sure.
They're pretty chill guys.
Yeah. But from the girls' standpoint, I think this is an awesome.
Oh, if they put the work in, they can gain a ton out of this.
Well, the good thing,
if they put the work in.
The good carryover too is because when we all got into Call of Duty, we were like, okay, we get in with the girls, the players have to follow us, right? Like it's like the smartest thing in the book. Okay, so now
I think when you and I
TK,
first, we were hanging out and talking to more of the girls involved in Call of Duty than the guys right away, and that's just because, well, you know how we are. We were Atlanta. I think we just followed Ava around, and hit on her for 4 hours.
I took prom pictures.
You guys are dumb. Yeah, you did. You had prom pictures with her. Next thing you know, I'm playing with Nilsky. Love you, Kelly, sort of. And yeah, I don't know. I overall, I think it's going to be fun to kind of watch how it plays out.
You took everything that I was going to say and you ran off with it. But what I was going to say is it's going to help out TK fan base for the pro team.
Yeah.
If they make it out of the league, which we'll talk about after this. But because all the people want to hang out with girls, and you got 4 girls.
Yeah.
And in a convention, there's normally about 10.
Yeah.
So you're working with 40%.
And I think these the only thing I'd be worried about if they were lesser known, if they didn't have as big a following already, these specific girls, I'd be kind of worried about them handling, because obviously when they start streaming on MLG, you're going to have the idiots that are making all the sexist comments, saying all this stuff. But I got to think that these 4 are all really used to it, so it's not going to. I'm hoping they have tough enough skin that they're going to be able to deal with the idiots that I think are going to kind of, because all of them have streamed at some point.
I think everyone has to get used to dealing with the haters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's a bridge everyone has to.
But I guess I'd be kind of worried if it was some girl that hadn't really streamed before and just kind of started and was thrown into the spotlight with TK. Yeah. I'd be like, oh, her soul, her poor soul. But I think these 4 girls in general are going to be fine.
What do you think, X?
I mean, I think I'll agree with Maven. If they didn't stream before, if they were brand new and they just picked it up and got thrown right into the TK. I mean, TK is one of the bigger brands in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
If they got just thrown into that, I think it would be serious trouble because the MLG chat has no mods. You can't really, you can't delete that stuff.
Yeah,
so I mean,
people can be just complete jackasses.
Yeah, they can really just let you. I mean, I've been on there a few times where I've seen people just really get at it.
I don't use the chat, man. I don't even open it. I just go full screen.
Yeah, I'm a full screen.
The chat doesn't do it for me. I understand. We're on the MLG platform right now, but I'm just saying. For me personally, I don't look at the chat.
For those of you in there, keep chatting. Don't listen.
Yeah, keep chatting, guys.
Scott loves the chat.
Scott loves the
Mr.
chat.
Chatterbox.
I talk to myself.
Chatty Cathy.
Chattanooga. What's up, Nooga?
That was odd.
That's a place in Tennessee.
It is.
It is.
But I mean, as far as I think we've covered pretty much everything as far as both sides of it that I care to really discuss. But I think overall, all 3 of us are pretty much.
It's all thumbs up. The main problem is the community just has to realize that skill and sponsorships don't really go hand in hand. They can and they should. I understand where people are coming from, but that's not always the case. So other than that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're talking about the league. Stay tuned. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Doing good?
Yeah.
Get that out of your system?
I wanted to speak some Spanish.
There's not a single person out in this world who likes tacos more than Maven.
Yeah, I had tacos today for breakfast. At 10:30, I decided to make a pound of ground beef.
No, you didn't.
I'm not even kidding. Dude, he's had tacos for the past week.
I then had tacos again before.
You're so unhealthy, dude.
That's not
tacos. They're not bad. If you only have a couple tacos, just a little
he
flour
makes
tortilla.
It's
just
some
meat,
ground beef,
some cheese.
That's all natural.
Some lettuce.
All natural ground beef. Some lettuce.
Yeah,
and some
I could
cheese.
do that on my arm now. I'm getting
Dude,
stronger.
you're getting better.
Getting better.
That was surprising. I thought you were gonna cry like a little girl.
We gotta stop talking about tacos because I immediately want to eat some.
So, first and foremost, the league.
Yeah.
Let's bring up those stats. Ax, give me the rundown here. Give me.
Yeah, let's just
the top
go over.
4.
Yeah, I'll say let's run through maybe what.
All right, so hold on. Before what do you guys think is the top 4 right now?
You see, I knew he was going to scumbag like this
of course
because
he
I
does
didn't.
this.
I didn't look at a single
All right,
thing yesterday.
No,
or the
see,
day before.
we watched the whole first. Like, I know the first week.
I know.
I
know
didn't
the
watch
first one.
we didn't watch any of the second.
I
week.
know. Okay, well, I know TK's 1-4.
I know
Okay.
FaZe Black started 2-0,
Which
they went,
doesn't make
They're
sense.
3. I'm saying FaZe Black is in first place.
No.
No.
Okay. I think. Real quick, isn't it odd that TK's winning the 2Ks, but they suck balls?
The master routers come out during the
in
league,
the
play,
league?
I guess.
Like, how? How does that happen? Like, when money's on the line, they're good.
They need those warm-up series against, the amateurs to get them ready. Unlike where it's just like a one-and-done type series. Maybe that's what it is.
I get it. I like to crush some noobs in my day.
Warm it up.
Yeah. Okay, so
On fire.
I'm going to go my number one. I'm going to say Envy.
Yeah.
Yes! Dude.
Did you look that up?
He'd 100% look that up earlier
How?
today.
How did I look it up?
Today. He knew
How did I look it up?
He's such a good actor.
He definitely looked that
He's
up,
such a
dude.
good actor.
There's no way, dude. He has no idea.
He's like, oh god,
I'm
I haven't
gonna
seen
pick you got it-
I haven't
I'm
seen
gonna
any
pick
of
you
them.
got it right.
He has
I'm
like
glad you think I'm this good of an actor.
he has a chart at home with like all of them.
Nah,
written on the
he
wall.
looked that up, man.
I did not look it up. I saw
Or
tweets.
I mentioned it to him earlier in the day.
No. I pay attention to Twitter,
And
man.
I believe you
Yeah.
said that Erupt was second.
See?
Yeah.
And so what's going on there? Every team that's played Erupt, I pretty much see like a tweet afterwards, like to the next team, like, good luck, have fun with that router.
The Python.
Yeah.
Puckett made such a good point when we were on the Des Bryant thing with him that he was basically like, everyone talks about how overpowered it is, but if not everyone's going to use it, I'm not going to ban it because it's just like the foul. Like, people were talking about the foul back in Black Ops 2, and they're like, oh, this thing's broken. And then everyone started using it, and then everyone was like, okay, yeah, this thing's got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Hey, they just need to turn into just 8 Bisons on the map.
Yeah,
It's never going to be that.
That's what everyone's still running, like, despite the Bison being apparently this rocket launcher-esque SMG. Everyone's still using the MTAR for the most part. But yeah, I got to think that's part of it. But all right, go to third and fourth. Well, actually, give me the records, by the way, too.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you all the records right now. So
I don't think Envy's lost.
You have Justice. I'll start all the way from the bottom.
No. Stop from the top, and we'll work
Okay.
down.
Envy is 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
Erupt is 4-1, tied with the Complexity at 4-1.
Complexity's 4-1, really. They started
Yeah.
off 1-1.
I thought they started off 0-2 for some reason.
Won 3 straight last night.
Wow. That's
That's because I haven't been playing Diablo with Karma.
Oh, that's you know what? I just got our next topic for our next segment is something to do with complexity, which will be good, but I'll bring it up later.
Okay.
It shows we prep for shows.
Yeah, absolutely. We just changed it on the fly.
Yeah.
Optic is in 4th.
You're like the writers of Lost.
Optic and FaZe Black are tied for
4th.
for 5, both at 3 and 2.
Okay.
And then everybody else is. You have let's see, SB, Curse Black, FaZe Red, Curse Orange, Vex Gaming, all at 2 and 3.
Oh wow.
PK at 1 and 4, and Rick's got to be. He's probably smoking some cigarettes. And he's freaking out. They're 0 and 5. Justice.
Well, I don't
Good
think.
start for Justice.
I think the Master Chief has a better chance of walking than Justice does at making it out of this league, and I'll just go ahead and put that out there now. And he has no leg. Look.
And you gotta feel bad for Rick though with everything
you
that went
do.
down. Like,
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
before
way
that,
it went
so,
down.
But all right, so starting at the top, I guess if we're talking kind of surprises, the big surprise, really the only real big surprise is Erupt because I'm not. Envy being at the top isn't really that shocking, and then with FaZe Black and Complexity, we had all 3 of those teams in our top 4.
Oh yeah, I think everyone did
last week. So nothing really all that shocking except Erupt. So is this Erupt? I think it's too soon to talk about whether or not this Erupt team's for real, but we're going to do it anyway.
Well, one of the most pressing issues with the league is that it's a total of 44 games, and games MLG is now calling series. So
it's 44 series.
44 total series.
That's
you play
a
every
metric
team.
shit ton of series, folks.
You play every team 4 times.
Okay.
You want to talk about potentially destroying everything in your house? Play 44 series online. Just saying. So when you factor that in, right now it's so early in the season that literally anything can happen. Erupt could just crap the bed, could completely lose it. But if you're a betting man,
I think
unless something crazy happens with like TK.
Yeah, this is like the Bills. They start out 4-0, and next thing you know, they're 4-12.
TK could literally not make it to Anaheim. Which is that's my biggest problem with this league, is that there's so much involved with the online portion that there needs to be almost like 2 micro events that make up for like 5 or like a couple series.
Well, really, what's involved? I mean, the only issue I have is that 4 teams are cut out. It's not like this is. If it was just for seeding, I guess I wouldn't really have a big issue. But like 4 teams are not in the pro bracket.
That's probably got to change.
And if you have one,
It's not.
you could have a teammate get cut on if we end up having some sort of trading day, simply because of his internet. He could be some god on LAN and just suck ass online and get dropped.
Somebody actually linked me, a little stat sheet here of, team wins on host versus off host.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
I mean, overall, I mean, TK's only won 5 of their maps on host throughout the whole thing. I mean,
sounds like they're having the wrong person host.
Right, that's what you would kind of think it is. I mean, Complexity's only won 3 games off of host. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
To be honest, and it's like against everything in sportsmanship.
Complexity doesn't win because they're gun skill, though.
Yeah, they don't win because of their gun skill, and they run 4 subs, and I think running an AR and a thermal.
Matt, I want to talk to you about this actually, just real quick. I'm sorry, I like
this.
We talked about. Remember how we kept talking about how Complexity is so aggressive, and they run those 4 subs and initiate all these battles. I remember when people were saying after champs how when that person came up that chart by aggression, and they were like middle of the pack, and then people were like, oh, they're not that aggressive. I finally looked at that chart. Did you look at the domination stat?
Yeah, they
were the most aggressive team by a landslide.
No, I know.
So
we laugh at it, dude. We laugh at it. We think it's funny.
Dude, Complexity is so far ahead of people in domination. It's absurd. Anyway, back to where you were saying.
Oh, yeah, sportsmanship. So,
anyway, sportsmanship, yeah. Let's talk about sportsmanship.
No. The worst thing about the league is that you are literally trying to F people over. That's 100. I wish I could cuss. Like, if this was my thoughts video, that would be, exactly what happened.
Oh, frick.
Freaking
frick. That's exactly the whole point of.
You have to screw over your competition. So you give it to Goonjar hosting from Canada in a wood cabin, contemplating, the fact that he's in love with Ashley Sky and he has absolutely no chance, right?
Yeah. Or like they have Formal. Well, it's funny because Formal is West
Formal's
Coast, but he has
though.
a godlike connection. Oh, I played all the time in Halo, and it's the best West Coast connection I've ever played on. He has something like 100 over 100. So that's actually decent, but I saw people complaining about it.
Decent?
But it's good for no. I mean, it's decent for considering it's West Coast connection. I'm saying. Because usually, I remember back when we were playing, I was playing a lot of Halo 4. If I played on someone on West Coast, I would just leave games.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would shoot people and they just don't light up. It's
you're
not
playing
even
these league matches trying to give the other team the worst host for them. It's not even about the best host for you. It's the worst host for them.
And that's what's so annoying because you saw what was the biggest thing that rubbed us all the wrong way during coming up to regionals was that whole thing where that team was it the South African team or what?
One of those teams. Yeah,
the team got screwed because
it was a loophole.
That is basically what every single team is trying to do now in season 2.
Well, it's not even good practice for him, dude. Is it? I understand there's so much on the line with Anaheim and all the micro events and everything, but okay, so you just completely abuse hosts for the entire season, and then you get to LAN, and okay, you got top 8, so you're guaranteed prize money. Sweet. You made $12.50, and then Complexity still sticks it down your throat. Literally.
There's no pride with any of these teams. It seems Scott, when you were going up against FB, watching them win, you hated it.
Yeah.
For everybody else, it's whatever. I came here for free. I hung out with my boys.
No. The worst part about the online thing is because I've been on the abusive side, like Victory Act. This is Halo 2. No one gives a shit, but I don't care. Victory Act's would always go pink 3, and as you know on host, your bullets did more damage.
Well, your BR basically shot.
Online, he only did that. On LAN, he was an objective player who was wildly mediocre at the game, and I devoured him every time. Online, he went 71-19 against us in basically a league match back then. It's stupid as hell. There has to be a portion of this league played on LAN, or else you're going to get the most skewed results possible.
Yep. Honestly,
half part of the league.
Well, if TK wasn't winning the 2Ks, I think Nesla might have had an aneurysm. already.
Oh yeah.
If they weren't winning the 2Ks,
he would have went nuts.
because I think he rages the most about connection, and like thankfully they're winning the 2Ks. Otherwise,
That's what happens on a fair host, douche.
This 1-4 start, like their Neslo might not exist anymore.
No.
I mean, dude, what's like the emergency like record for them if they go down to like what like?
Okay,
they're
well-
like 2-6 or 2-7. Like, can you come back from that?
No, I mean, you got to think it's 44 series, so you're really okay until like the 15 to 20 total game series mark, I think, right? Because that would technically be basically
You
half
think
of the
so, though?
season.
'Cause you have so many
What's
teams.
frustrating is that all that needs to be done, and I don't understand why this isn't a thing on console, is just dedicated servers for console. And like
It's never gonna happen.
and with PC, dude, you can buy your
They
own
have
dedicated
them.
servers. So MLG literally can
No.
own their own dedicated servers and host all these games to the teams. And how much better would that be then? They'd have like one, East Coast, West Coast, like Midwest, whatever. They'd have dedicated servers. You could figure out which ping the best for the teams. There you go.
Or break
No
the
one has
teams up
hosts.
into where they're located.
Like, I just don't. And this isn't. I'm not calling out like Infinity War.
No,
I think 'cause
Scott,
this is
there-
probably on Xbox, if anything. I would think it's.
No, there are servers, dedicated servers for consoles called
Yeah, but
Ready
it's
Up
not
servers.
for private matches. It's
No,
only-
is this something
there's
online
there's
you
a
can connect
there's a company that hosts private servers.
So it's like a tunneling service or something you have to use, or how's it work?
So there's trolls.
No, you get the server from them.
So basically, they join the game and they host it.
Yeah.
This might be something MLG should actually look into then. So they just have like MLG host would hop in the game and then host the game as the dedicated host. That would make a hell of a lot more sense than the way it's going right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That way there's
I don't
no-
know what to do with my hands.
I mean,
They,
you're going to have some kind of advantage just based on location, but you can make it way, way better than it is now.
No. It's better.
Christopher Puckett. Adam. Thank you.
I mean, it would make sense for them to have at least a dedicated server
it
central.
wouldn't take that much money. I mean, I had a dedicated server back for like Battlefield, and I think it was like $10 a month or something.
For
It wasn't-
Battlefield 3, it was $10 a month.
Yeah, so it's not
yeah.
like this is a ton of money, and it's going to make people way, way, way happier. And how many dedicated servers would they even need? A couple? Like, they wouldn't need a ton of them.
I mean, you would really only need just one in the middle of the
I'm
country.
mad!
and one on the
I
east
get
coast.
you're mad. Okay?
Okay.
I understand you're frustrated. Okay, but there's rules.
Okay.
Get director yelling at us. Okay? Is that okay with you?
Okay.
All right. You want to deal with Kmart out there?
No. We have
All
a
right.
scary, redheaded, scary ginger. He looks sort of like a Sasquatch. But
Oh,
from
that's
Britain.
yeah, pretty much. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I guess Maven's
Call of Duty.
Yeah. That.
Breaking news.
Please do it.
Mr.x and Gandhi are dating. Also, Machilla apparently has history with Haley Baby. Breaking news. Saw it on Twitter.
God, don't you feel worse?
Don't know what's going on.
Don't you feel worse
Actually,
saying something like that?
I feel like Keem. Sorry, I feel disgusting.
Yeah.
So back to our next topic. Scott, lead us off.
We're back?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
I was like sitting here looking at my phone. I was like, oh, okay.
I was wondering what he was doing. I thought he was like covering his face because we reported drama.
Breaking
Oh,
news.
no. It's like,
Hashtag
it's like,
Gandhi
I
Maven,
thought we were
Mr.x
just like
Rumble.
Okay.
joking around, and then like next thing I know, it's back.
This is the conversation that we're gonna have.
Too bad he wasn't like flexing.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's like, man, I look so good, like as a whole.
He has a picture of Michelle just like in front of him.
He's pouring the flowers. Let me count thy ways. Anywho,
Oh my.
all right. If Complexity wins Niagara with as little as they care about the
Everyone
360,
should quit.
can they lose? Period for the rest of the year. Is it possible? Maven on the hot seat. Have to give an
Dude,
answer.
Like, no. I mean, Damon, up until like the last 2 days, Damon was playing Diablo with me approximately 10 hours a day, not playing COD. Pat has been playing Halo constantly.
Halo,
I think
yeah.
Krim is the only one that even wants to play Call of Duty right now. They've barely played at all. You've seen they got, well, to be fair, they got knocked out of the 2K. I mean, they were playing with Tuger, who probably hadn't picked up a controller.
yeah, but I
in,
mean,
like,
they've been
months.
beating Optic. They've been beating people in the league.
And yeah, they're still, that's what's hilarious. They're still, what was it, 4-1?
4-1.
Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah, they're still 4-1 in the league, despite the fact that they haven't been playing COD at all. And this isn't to knock COD, but not that COD's the hardest game in the world. When they put in as much time as they have, it's pretty much like riding a bike for these guys at this point. But it's just, I don't know if there's any amount of grinding. If they win the next event, though, I get what you're saying.
Teams don't stay together long enough.
It's this, too. Like, I'll give you back your point in a second here, but it's this, dude. Right? Like, everyone tries to be innovative, as the British say.
I don't know what word you just said.
Innovative.
Innovative.
Thank you. Thank you.
They all try to be innovative, and they're like, oh, okay,
For the Americans
this
here.
is going to work, right? But they lose track of the fact that at the end of the day, if you're not winning your gun battles, if you're being slow to get to places, you're going to lose. Like, I'm sorry that 99.999% of the people out here play Call of Duty run an AR on Sovereign. I'm sorry. You know what? One of the smartest players in Call of Duty history that everyone agrees is so intelligent, right? And I'm not trying to knock him, but Rambo, he didn't run dexterity in Black Ops 2. Are you shitting me? How do you be a sub and not run dexterity? And this is the stuff that people eat up because you know what? They hate being told otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, just look. It's none of the. They haven't lost a Dom game. I mean, realistically, complexity is so far ahead of everyone in Dom. It's just stupid. Like they're so far ahead.
I wanted X to talk about the team sticking together.
I mean, the team sticking together. They don't stick together long enough to really get the teamwork and get everything down necessary. You know, they go to one event. Somebody just doesn't play as well and kick them off and bring in somebody new, and they never actually get pieces that work together. I always think that's kind of funny. You know, they put together these teams, and then it's like, it's not really like, you know, well, we can pick up that guy because he would complement me really well, like playstyle-wise, right?
Yeah.
You know, like when we picked up Damon, for example, it was about somebody that would complement playstyle-wise, and it would just be more... We had to be a more versatile team. Like, we knew Krim was extremely passive, right? So, like, Krim can run an AR on a lot of these maps if we wanted to, and Damon can just roam their side of the map with his sub. He's better at sneaking around on the other side of the map and getting spawn kills than Krim is. And Damon's also a more passive player also, so he can run an AR if he feels comfortable too. A lot of these new teams, they just kind of grab players and throw them together, and it's like, all right, well, I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to kill people, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
the problem...
you never build anything good.
Yeah, well, the problem is I think it's a combination of two things. I mean, one, the maturity level of the players are all really young. But the big thing is, I mean, imagine if you had, you had invested in this big pick in like the NFL, like quarterback or something. I mean, because there's a contract in place, because there's all this money, you're going to give them more time than even maybe you'd like to. Like you've seen quarterbacks get a couple years of chances just because they invested so much in them. So I can't wait for the day where you pick up a player from another team, or when there's transfer fees or contracts, whatever it is, and like if that player isn't working out right away, like they're pretty much forced to put time in to develop this team instead of like, we had a bad event.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like the main thing. There has to be, and I don't even know how you would even go about doing it like correctly, but there has to be something that you put together that's like a series of judges that people are like, no, Curse Las Vegas, you can't drop Nameless because it's the worst decision of your career.
Yeah.
Us three,
No.
we'll just be judges.
And like,
judges.
to be honest, if the same thing with that jury, I still think just because it comes down to like personality-wise, I think if there was enough problems on complexity that I think everyone's kind of figured out like there was a clash of personalities between Clayster and Aches, and then with Krim, that I think you would still rule that person out. I believe that would happen.
Yeah.
But the problem is, as we all know, everyone plays favorites, so you'd have to get completely unbiased judges.
Well, that's what's that's what's so impressive about complexity. I mean, you got to think about the fact. I mean, yes, they got they got Karma, which Karma's obviously no slouch. The kid's an absolute monster, but the big thing for them has been consistency and to win all those events and get rid of Clay and still just keep on rolling is just a testament to how solid.
I think I actually said it when I was on Scott's show when it first happened. Everyone was going crazy, and I was like, it's a move to extend the run. Make the run longer, not just have it blow up one day and then everybody goes their separate ways. It's something that was done to just prolong everything. I mean, clearly we made the right move.
If Complexity loses Niagara, 0% chance they make a team change.
Oh, no way.
No way.
And
I don't-
0% chance they lose the next event.
Yeah.
I'll give that
No.
much. They lose Niagara. They're not
I think
losing
if there's
next
an event for them to lose, though, it's Niagara.
Oh, yeah. On the 360.
Yeah.
They haven't been playing a ton. But I just think it doesn't matter. I mean, them not playing a ton is better than a bunch of new teams trying to play a ton to get it together before the event. I mean, what would you rather have? Oh, we just have to play a few hours and get our gun skill on. They've already got everything else down. And everyone else has to figure out the hard part.
Yeah. That's the scary thing, dude. That's why I brought it up, just because it's like everyone's just like, can complexity lose? And it's not us like, yeah, we have a friendship with them. Yeah, X is, like their manager, whatever the hell he is. Who knows what his title is?
Gay
Water
buddy.
boy. Yeah, gay buddy. But like, who knows? Like, it's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's honestly, at this point, it's just a fact. And the
Yeah.
best thing for complexity right now is the fact that they're not streaming on MLG.TV, because everyone's in the complete dark. No one has any idea what to expect for them until they play them. And if you've ever listened to a team stream against someone, and they're like, oh, what are they running? And they're like, oh, I think it was like a double nade and possibly a double stun. And then you look over at the other screen, and it's like, 2 people threw a grenade. This guy was running a lightweight class. He didn't have anything. So everyone's perception, it's all screwed up. So it benefits complexity completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. What were you going to say, Matthew?
No, I was going to agree. I mean, nobody has any idea, what they're running or anything. But I mean, it's pretty much obvious. Steady aim. It's just
No, man.
there's no counter for steady aim. That's the most ridiculous
Well,
thing ever.
how do you think this MTAR headshot thing's going to play into it? I mean,
Ooh.
personally,
I like that. I like it.
I saw a tweet yesterday. I never in a million years thought I would like this comment in any shooter ever, but I
Wow.
agreed completely that headshots shouldn't even exist in Call of Duty, because most of the time they are so
Just
random.
randomly
It's
get-
just from spray or from hip fire. And that's why I'm glad they changed on the MTAR, because you're not getting headshots you're aiming for the head with the MTAR. No, it's just not. I do like headshots because time to time you'll have someone pick a head off of a head glitch or something. That's
Yeah.
great. But for the most part, head glitches are not. You're not going for a headshot. You're not. It's too twitchy. It's too fast. People are shooting for the chest,
Yeah.
or whatever they can get their crosshairs on the fastest.
Yeah, that's
Basically,
an interesting
I think it was
point.
JCap or Theory. Someone tweeted, like a pro player said there shouldn't even be headshots. I was like,
Yeah.
never ever in a million years thought I'd agree with that in a first person shooter. But honestly, God, would that take randomness out of some battles?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
well, the only way you could keep headshots in, I guess, from that point of view, would be if you made it so if you don't L trigger, your bullets are everywhere, everywhere. I'm talking like the sniper unzoomed everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, hipfire. I mean, hipfire in Call of Duty has always been
Would
kind
make
of
it so
overpowered,
campy.
right? I mean, hasn't it?
Oh, it'd
pretty
be
much-
so campy.
Has hipfire always been pretty just overpowered? I mean, it's-
Lethal? Yeah, I think so.
That was,
Yeah.
I mean, that was the problem I always have with Call of Duty is I always want to zoom in. Like it's Halo, I always want to zoom, and in this game, like that just gets me killed because it's like in a close battle, I'm like zoom and I'm already dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quick Draw doesn't do it.
Yeah.
No, there's no counter for steady aim besides the running steady aim.
I haven't played. Have you played it all with the new MTAR? I'm just curious what it's like. What
It's more consistent. It's not.
they cut the modifier in like a third or half.
Yeah.
or
So
something?
how was it?
I don't know
How
how
was
much
it
it's
nerfed?
cut.
I haven't figured.
So let's say one bullet to the chest does this much damage. I think like a headshot was like a certain multiplication of that for damage.
It was like
they lowered
3
the multiplier.
bullets to the head for like a kill with the MTAR, and they lowered the damage because the MTAR just gives you these. They're just random
Yeah.
headshots out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it's basically
All the
one
players like
bullet
it.
to the head does less than it would have before.
So
It's basically-
they've decreased randomness, which means it's a better game. Okay, I'm not seeing a problem here.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. No. I
no,
think-
I'm not
No,
saying you
yeah,
guys are
yeah,
saying.
no,
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I think it was Nezla who tweeted, like, oh, yeah, buff the Bizarre, make the MTAR crappy so there's no counter. If like I said it once, players just need to just keep using the Bison until it's at the point where it's broken. If it is broken. But the thing is, Complexity's not going to run the Bison because they know it's not going to work on land. But you know what? Everyone else will. But then again, in Black Ops 2, everyone decided to switch to the Scorpion at the end.
Well, I actually wasn't it mostly like I
Yeah.
think it was like Optics started using it at the very end, but like not most people
Yeah.
weren't. I thought.
And a decent amount of people started using it.
Optic was winning online a ton using like 2 or 3
And
Scorpions.
then they ran that at the event. It didn't go.
They
well
ran
at
it
all.
at G2 and they didn't even make it to the bracket play.
Remember us events were
Yeah, no.
TK
But,
guys.
but
It just
again,
didn't-
you know, you don't copy the best team in the world. You copy, everyone else. That's the thing I don't understand, and that's why like as more as I watch like FaZe Black
Energy.
the more I watch FaZe Black, the angrier I get because they've gone completely away from the fast pace, completely. Like Dito is just statue, and he's just letting Vorma run away.
Well,
Like,
you don't need to be. I mean, Dom is the only one where you really, really have to be that way. I mean, you can play if you set up well. You can play Blitz at a slower pace. I mean, Pace, we've seen Complexity.
That's basically where it's at.
Yeah, we've seen Complexity play Blitz like real safe.
And I'm really talking about domination.
Yeah,
We're talking about aggression.
Yeah.
You know, 2 out of the 5 game types that are getting there.
Yeah. Dom has to be fast paced. It just. Otherwise, you're just going to get rolled. And, you know, it's like you see people set up in spots. And I see Complexity do it so often. You see people set up, like, looking at corners, waiting for someone. And you think it's easier for the guy kind of waiting there looking at the corner. But it's almost easier for the guy that's jumping around the corner pre-fire.
It's a camera issue
Yeah,
with the game.
it really is. I mean, how many times do we see them pick people off? Just you think it'd be easier just standing there like this waiting. But I think it's partly to do with, like, your thumbs and brain, too. When you're already on the move, like, going, it's just easier than
It was in Black Ops 2. It's a camera
glitch. Brain! Cameras went.
No, that's just
2080.
That's just for old people. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, think fast. Any of your questions you have, submit them into the chat, and then we will answer them. Stay tuned.